Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Chattanooga on 102.3 The Talk Monster each Saturday from 3 to 4. I'm Richard Smith, your host for Real Estate Radio. Today we're fortunate to have a discussion with Senator Bo Watson as our guest, and you can contact Bo Watson through his website at www.bowatson.org. We've been talking about education. We're leading into growth in Hamilton County, and I don't see how we can avoid it.
No, it's coming. You know, if you're a free market theorist, which I'm a free market guy, the market is coming this way, and the real question is, how are we going to respond to it? You know, in the last segment we were talking about that we are in a transition time in the state of Tennessee. We're in a transition time in the southeast corner of the state, and the decisions that we make now will have significant impact on where the next generation is.
With my business, we're looking forward to some growth for some homes, for some home builders, and we've got a home builder coming next week, by the way. We'll talk about it. But there's some excitement in the real estate business, as in all businesses.
Yeah, and I think the public needs to know that that government planners at the local level are really reaching out to the public on how is Hamilton County going to grow, what direction are we going to go in. There were a couple of meetings this past week in Saudi Daisy and at Ottawa to show what some growth consultants had looked at Hamilton County's growth and where the growth corridor is and what may be taking place. And there are going to be a series of these kind of meetings where community leaders, the government, local government, state government is looking to the public to say, hey, help us determine what direction we want Hamilton County to go in, and we really do need citizens' input to help us make those decisions.
I went to the meeting last night in Ottawa. I actually live closer to Saudi Daisy, but I went to the one in Ottawa because that's closer to where I work, and I had to hustle over there. It was at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 7. There was a lot of people there, and the information was outstanding. There was a wide range of opinion as well.
Yeah, and oftentimes the public gets the opinion that these plans are kind of already made and why should I participate. And let me just say that we are very much interested in what this community wants to do and how we want to respond to the growth that's coming. You know, we talked a lot about Volkswagen, but we shouldn't forget companies like McKee Bakery that's been here for a long time.
Austin.
And it's an incredibly technological advanced company. Austin. But what these companies do for us is they have created an anchor of technological advancement that will attract other type of industry. And I'm not just talking about automotive suppliers. I'm talking about other types of high-tech energy industry, because those kind of folks like to associate themselves in communities with successful businesses. And as those companies come here, we're going to respond to that through not only economic growth, but population growth as well. And the real question is, how are we going to deal with that population growth, both from a residential side as well as from a transportation side? And the public needs to be engaged in that discussion.
I went to the meeting last night with the Hamilton County RPA. What does that stand for?
The Regional Planning Agency.
Regional Planning Agency. And the Tennessee Transportation, TDOT, were the people that put that on. A couple of weeks ago, TVA had a planning session that was held at Green Spaces. I went to that as well. That was informative about energy. So we have energy discussions. We're having infrastructure discussions. They talked about the bridge, the proposed bridge, which is going to be critical, I think, to have.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's an economic challenge for us because states' funding of those kind of projects is somewhat limited during the lean economic times that we're currently experiencing, and we're going to have a discussion with the citizens of this area about how do we want to fund that bridge. Currently, TDOT is doing a exploratory study on, you know, would a toll bridge work in that area? Well, would the citizens support that? That's a debate that we need to have. Again, I am not opposed to having an open debate with the community about all these various issues, because these are very critical decisions that we're making at a very critical time in our county's history.
Growth means education opportunities, infrastructure needs, and energy considerations. We've got to provide for that correctly, which was a topic that I learned a lot at the Integrated Resource Planning session with TVA.
Yeah, people take energy for granted because we turn on a light switch and the lights come on, and we turn on the air conditioner and the air conditioner comes on. But these types of industries have a significant demand on the energy supply source.
What about small businesses? Because that's what I am, a small business person.
Small business are the backbone of America. You won't have any economists, any political person say anything different. We all recognize that small business is the backbone of America. But in today's technological world, a small business in terms of number of employees does not equate to a small business in terms of economic impact. Because of technology, a 5 or 10 person operation can have an international presence in the world. Heck, we have here in downtown Chattanooga a company that does computer type graphic simulation work for the United States Defense Department, and it's manned by 4 or 5 individuals, but it has a huge economic impact.
Chattanooga is a technological global center. They really are.
We're moving that way, and that again gets back to the discussion of, first of all, is this the direction that citizens want to go in? And if we are, how are we going to respond to that? I think the market has set the table for us, and it's a question of whether we're ready to sit down at the table and consume the dinner or not.
Did you see that headline in the paper this morning about
Sure. Oh
Chattanooga?
yeah, I brought it in.
I'm not talking about the football jamboree. That was pretty good too.
I was at that, but no, the city is the top pick for growth, which, you know, to coin a phrase, who would have ever thunk it? Here is Hamilton County, the city of Chattanooga, sitting as the leader across the United States of cities that people ought to be thinking about relocating to and starting their business in. What a great day.
It is a great day. It's a great day, not just today, it's a great period to be here in Chattanooga and Hamilton
County. And if you look through a number of reports that have been published over the past 2 years and most recently in the past 6 months, you will find Tennessee, the cities from all across Tennessee mentioned throughout those reports, and you'll find the state of Tennessee mentioned throughout those reports because, quite honestly, over the past 10 years, Tennessee has positioned itself extremely well for economic and business development.
All right. We're talking with Senator Bo Watson. I almost said Bo Jackson.
I've been called Bo Jackson before. I wish I had his athletic
I
prowess.
understand. Well, you were pretty good.
That's a long time ago.
A long time ago. State champion wrestling, right?
That's correct, yeah.
I'm Richard Smith, the host of Real Estate Radio Chattanooga. Your Chattanooga Home Mortgage team is ready to help with your home purchase or your home refinance. Knowing the right information about a home mortgage will impact your family's finances for years. Know the right information. Call me at 423-280-0345. That's 280-0345. But thank you so much for coming this week. It's been a great discussion. I had tons of stuff else to go over with you. But I did want to bring this in. At Women's Council of Realtors a couple weeks ago, you gave a luncheon speech, and I was so impressed with that. What I really left with was your comments about we need to find our passion.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jim Collins, who wrote the book Good to Great. And to your listeners, if you haven't read the book, let me commend it to them. It's a great book. It's about business, but it really has a lot of application to communities as well. And one of the key things of great businesses is that they find the intersection between 3 areas. Their passion. What are they passionate about? What do they know they can be the best at? And what are their resources to achieve that? You know, now in Hamilton County, we're at a crossroads, really a transition time. And we have to determine what our passion is. I am extremely excited about our opportunities economically as a region in the southeastern United States. And I think if we focus our energy and our passion on education and economic development, this region can become really a beacon for other parts of the United States.